You can have a book, but if no one buys your book, if no one sees it, doesn't matter, Mike.
Yeah.
You know, either Mike, book Mike or legacy Mike. Hey, Mike.
Dennis, how's it going, man?
How are you?
Good. Yeah, absolutely.
This conference, I was the closing keynote. So it's hard to leave the room. All these people are trying to stop you. Yeah.
It's cool, man. Where you at right now?
I'm in Vancouver today, and I gotta leave here in 40 minutes to go hop on a flight to go down to Vegas.
Oh, sweet. Where do you live normally?
I try to spend more of my time in Vegas. I do a bunch of oxygen baths out there and speak at conferences there, so it's fun to hang out. Yeah.
Sweet. So I got your name from Mike Fallett. Are you doing a book with him?
No, I'm helping him on his brand, which I think is hilarious.
Okay, sweet.
He's $1 million book man, but he doesn't even have a knowledge panel show up under his name. And they're broken with his own digital marketing.
Yeah. Yeah, well, he's only got so much time in the day, you know? So he's a good dude, though.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah. You said you were doing like some SEO work for him and stuff?
Yeah, just organizing his stuff so that Google sees it properly and then running $1 a day against his best items. I mean, the fact that he has multiple books and he's got 345 something clients with bestseller books and he's not running Amazon ads to make those books be bestseller on Amazon too is just, I think it's nuts, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Cool. Well, yeah, I need some help too, man. We all need help.
We have checklists on everything. We publish everything. There's no secret.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sweet. So I don't know what Mike told you, but I'm a marketing guy. I do a lot of lead generation for like home service businesses, but I'm throwing this big event in September. It's in Orlando, Florida. It's called Marketing Universe. It's at Universal Studios. And
when it's September?
September 22nd to the 24th.
I am not traveling that weekend. Okay.
Sweet. You do a lot of traveling?
I speak at a ton of conferences.
Really? Okay. Yeah. And so we're going to have over 100 people there. We're going to have 40 VIPs. It's going to be great. And it's all going to be about sales, marketing, and branding. So I asked Mike who he knew, because I'm specifically looking for people that are really good with like SEO or kind of like the back end stuff. But also
I can see why he recommended me then.
Yeah. But what I found too is
you got to fix your stuff too, Mike.
I don't really have anything, man.
You know that legacy mindset you have is a ClickFunnels page that you haven't renewed, so it's got the warning on it. You know that, right?
I know. I got to take that down. Yeah.
And your YouTube doesn't work. You got to fix all that.
I know. A lot going on, man.
All of us.
Yeah, for real. But where was I going here? I guess like the big thing that I have a hard time with, especially with SEO guys, is they like to really get in the weeds of like SEO and stuff like that. And I want somebody who can talk more high level and stuff like that and can bring a really good chat. And that's why Mike recommended you. I
can do both.
Yeah.
It's the main speaker at Tommy Mello's Home Service Freedom.
Okay. I know Tommy. Yeah.
I've been on the podcast multiple times. Of course, he's one of my favorite clients. I love coaching him.
Yeah.
Some other folks in services, you know, Roger Wakefield and I are good buddies. I see him every month in Dallas.
Okay.
And like Roger will say, well, I'm just the plumber.
Yeah.
You know, what is all this technical stuff? Tell it to me in plain English. Right. So
yeah.
I understand that. So what do you mean he's crazy?
Like in a good way. Like he's got so many followers and this huge Roger.
Yeah.
Yeah. That guy like crushes it on social media. And I saw you got like 900,000 followers on Facebook. It's insane.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Like, where do these people come from? Who are these people? You know?
Yeah. Yeah. Sweet. Well, yeah, I guess I just wanted to see like what you do and if this could be like a win-win for both of us.
What Roger and I want, same thing for Tommy and Nielsen and the other people who are the figureheads in each of their areas, is we want these folks to take it in-house. We want them to mostly fire their agency. But whether they do that or they don't want to bring it in-house, they have to own their own marketing. And because they have been told a bunch of nonsense about how it's all technical and it's difficult, because these agencies, you know, they're trying to scare you into all this sort of nonsense.
Yeah.
I'll show that SEO is something that is not difficult. Yeah. And this social media thing, or all this technical AI, right? I speak at all these conferences. I was the MC at an AI conference last week in Chicago for 3 whole days. AI this, AI that, just AIs, 3 whole days, the top people in the world of AI. And we all agree that AI has made the technology easier, where the programming language of the future is English.
Mm.
So you've got great stories. If you take good care of your business, if you train up your technicians properly, if you do a good job and have good reviews because you actually do good work
Yeah.
and don't have redos, then AI and SEO and all that technology stuff works to your advantage.
Yeah.
That's the main point. If you suck, no amount of like trying to trick Google or cool AI tools is going to help you overcome that. And
Yeah.
we can help people understand that and understand how to actually own their marketing instead of being bamboozled for 10 grand a month for SEO, for who knows what we're getting.
Yeah.
That's a win for them and it's a win for me.
Yeah. Yeah. So what's like your offer on the back end? How do you make money off that?
2 ways. One is they can get an Are You Googleable report for $200. There's no catch on that. It's super valuable. It shows them exactly what's going on. It's like coming in and getting an X-ray or MRI. Let's see everything. And then I coach tons of agencies that have come through our certification program, which was Roger's idea. And all these guys who are certified to be able to do things the right way because of the standards that Google and Fiverr and HubSpot, and like we've created training with a lot of these other guys. This is a clear standard and you can't argue because it ties back to the audit. The audit, just like the inspector comes, red tag, green tag, that kind of thing. You can't argue. Like page speed insights. If Google says your page speed insights is a 37 on mobile, you can't argue that. Like your website is, well, of course you're going to get hit for that. And so boom, 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 pay to get the audit, covers all these different things. Like, are you ranking in Google? How about your personal brand? How about your reviews? How about your website? How about your social media? All that kind of stuff. Then we also give all the associated training on how to fix it. You can fix it yourself. You could give it to your agency, say, hey, I ran this report. Here's the things that are red. Fix those items, right? They can't argue it. Or they can hire any of the agencies that are certified. Or they can hire any, I don't care who it is. They can hire someone from India. They can hire their son who's like unemployed, like whatever, right? I want to create jobs. I don't care where the jobs come from.
Is it really that easy to fix all that stuff?
Do you think IKEA furniture is easy to assemble?
Yeah.
I think it's easy, but I also think it's tedious and I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's like 70 steps to put a chair together. Right.
Yeah.
But every one of like put in the screw, now put these 2 pieces together. Now do like every one of the steps is easy, but there's a lot of steps. And that's how we view SEO and the website and location service pages and tuning Facebook ads. And just like, if you are a pool builder, like we know the formula for example, for being a pool builder.
Yeah.
Like, this is how you set up location service ads. This is what a lead is worth. This is how you set up call tracking. This is how, like all the marketing stuff that you already know about, Mike. This is stuff you do. Someone like a VA or someone on your team or whatever's got to own it. And here's the checklist that we have. And it's not a secret. And we've published it, right? Here it is.
Yeah.
No one argue with any of these things because these are the checklists that were created together with Infusionsoft, together with Google. Like we've built this stuff together with these guys.
Yeah. So I could essentially get into your program or get your certification, and then I could have a team of VAs that could do this for other people.
Yeah. So Mike, what you should do, send a note to Stephanie@blitzmetrics.com and say, hey, I've been talking to Dennis and here's like the 5 people on my team or whatever. I want them to go through the academy. And, you know, I have 2 of them to do SEO and 2 that do graphics design and 1 edits videos and 1, like whatever it is. Can you go ahead and just make the right recommendations for my people so they can upskill in what they're doing? And I have 1 who's a project manager. So let's help them become a better project manager. We have 157 courses in there. We have everything.
Oh, Stephanie at Blitzmetrics?
Yeah, just Stephanie@blitzmetrics.com.
Okay, sweet.
And then you, as the overseer of the whole thing, you should understand how these strategy components fit together.
Yeah.
And then we'll fix between now and September, we together with your team and our team, we'll fix all the stuff that's broken on your site. Because then if I'm preaching these standards and then you are guilty of violating all these things, that just looks really bad, right? So I want to make sure everyone I work with, they meet all the standards.
Yeah. So you have to have somebody that actually builds the website though, and then from there, how does that work?
This is easy. It doesn't matter who does it. 90% of the work is building it, and then it's just maintenance every month. You know, WordPress plugins, security, updating things that are out of date or, whatever, tuning the
Yeah.
ad, moving the budget around, just maintenance stuff. But
Yeah.
for home services, right? If you build a pool or you build like a new house, like 90% of it's in building it, and then you have to maintain it or whatever, right? So
Yeah.
why isn't digital marketing set up in the same way it's done in the trade, where you pay to get something done because there's a general contractor, there's a plan, and then after that, the maid comes every month and cleans, is the way I see it, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
You hire a plumber to install, for new construction, or maybe you have to repair a broken pipe or something. Repairs and maintenance are separate from new construction.
Yeah.
So why isn't it that way in digital marketing? Why don't you see digital marketing separate out the building versus fixing?
Yeah. True.
Because they just want to charge $5,000 every month and just hide it, just bury everything under that carpet.
Yeah. Exactly.
Because there's no, like, how, I know I'm preaching at you because I'm so passionate about this, but like, Mike, how often is there accountability or the ability for us to inspect the work that the marketers are doing?
Yeah.
All home service businesses understand that you have to pass inspection by the city, right?
Yeah.
So where's the inspection of whoever's doing your marketing?
Yeah. Exactly. That's always been my
I'm the
gripe with it.
inspector. You
Yeah.
do not want to have me come around because I put red tags on everything and you can't argue it.
Yeah.
The agencies will try to argue, but they're wrong. They're wrong every time. And then they're exposed as being stupid and arrogant.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then we
Okay.
have books and stuff too, right? And then we have all the, like, we have all the Tommies and the Rogers and all of them saying, yep, this is the right way to do it.
Yeah. Yeah. That's huge. I've always hated agencies for that.
Hate agencies. And so because
Yeah.
of that, we started a whole bunch of agencies, and I coach these young adults to do it right. And I also chastise the young adults when they take shortcuts and they make mistakes. I'm like, this is the standard. Here we are. You're
Yeah.
part of the thing because we're honoring the standard. You better go fix that. Like, yeah, but I hired this one VA and he told me it was done well. No, you're responsible. The client paid you. You have to fix that.
Yeah. True. What about for this event? What are your thoughts on that? Or like, what do you typically do for speaking and things like that? Do you have any like material that I can check out?
Yeah, just Google me and you'll see.
All right.
All there. Literally.
Touche.
Seriously. No, I kid you not, Mike. Google me. Like,
Yeah.
share your screen here, Google it, and
Yeah.
I'll show you, like, look at what a knowledge panel is.
Yeah.
Hit screen, Google my name. That's what should show up for you. Mike is going to get a full knowledge panel like you see for me, and
Yeah.
all of us have the same thing. Tommy Mello doesn't have his knowledge, or wait, did I get his knowledge? I think we're really close on getting his knowledge panel. See, you see all those colored boxes? And then all the stuff like on the right and like my socials, you see that the profiles, people also look at these other people in marketing. So you know marketing, so you know who those other people are, right? Yeah. And then you scroll down and you see I dominate this whole thing. It's just tons and tons of videos and articles and courses and books, and it goes
Yeah.
on and on and on forever, right? The whole thing. And they also see people also ask a little lower, like, what's my net worth and what's
Yeah.
the content history and what's all all these things, right?
Yeah. That's
So
cool.
if you want to be Googleable, or if you claim to do SEO, I should be able to look you up right? If you claim to do SEO, you should be able to have a result like this, right?
Yeah.
But if you claim
Yeah.
to do marketing or digital and you don't show up like this, I'm going to call you a hypocrite.
Yeah.
So then people say, oh, well, Dennis can do it because he's famous, because he has 1 million followers. Like, no, it has nothing to do with that, right? I'm not a
Yeah.
celebrity. I'm not an actor. I'm not a like professional athlete or musician. None of that.
Yeah.
You can look at me on any of these channels, right? Same thing.
Yeah. So is that what you do? Is that like your main offer? You help people with this?
My main offer is the $200 Are You Googleable report. But everything else we put out there, all the knowledge, all the courses. I mean, I've made millions selling courses, but I just want
Yeah,
to put
I
it out there for free because I just think that it's just better. I'd rather people see that there's a clear standard, not even have to enter their email address to get access. Like, here it is, just download all the documents, right?
Yeah.
I want to bring a bunch of books to the event and just give them away. Are you Googleable, right?
Yeah.
They're not going to read it, but at least they know there's a standard. And one day they're going to get mad at their agency and they're going to pick up the book and say, I know that Dennis talked about a checklist here, and we're going to go through that checklist and see how we do against it.
Yeah. Yeah. So all those courses and stuff you have out there for free?
Well, people who request it will give it for free. I mean, right now in the LMS, if you go to academy.yourcontentfactory.com, you'll see there's 150 courses in there. And I can tell you which
Okay.
ones are which, like, depending on what role you are and what you're trying to learn. And It's like going to the library. You're not going to read every book at the library. That's too much, right?
Yeah. So then what's like aside from the $200 report, like what's your main business? Or like, what do you do?
So we support a bunch of agencies that are in a program, and each one specializes in one thing. They do just electricians or just
Okay.
roofers or just plumbers. And so we rev share back as like a royalty to whoever the figurehead is in that category. So
Okay.
that way, you know, Nilson Silva, the pool guy, he's a very successful pool guy. He's like the Tommy of pools, right?
Yeah.
I told him that, and he says, "Yeah, other people told me that. Yeah, you're like the Tommy Mello of pools." So we have
Yeah.
the Tommy Mello of every one of these categories, right? Which I don't take lightly. I really value those relationships, and so we put agencies under each of those people,
Okay.
and the agencies charge 3,500 a month, and we say if you want to bring in house, it'll probably be 3 to 6 months. But usually they don't want to bring it in-house. They want to just keep paying. But the point
Yeah.
is we made it transparent. We did everything in their name. They own everything. They have control on all the assets. They could leave at any point. There's no hostage taking. There's no annual contract lock-in, like it's month to month. But they stay because they know we do good work.
Yeah.
And always encouraging. Some of them actually do bring it in-house, and we want that. We like to celebrate that, even though it's less
Mhm.
money for us, right?
Yeah.
So we're happy to do rev shares and partnerships with other conferences because that brings people through training. We can also partner and package in services that you have. So it could be a bundle. There's lots of ways to
Okay.
do it, but we're
Yeah.
not here to try to like maximize revenue. We're doing it because we want to actually help people. We want to actually teach. And we found
Yeah.
that when you do that, people see that you're real. People see you're not just trying to like, here's a special offer if you sign up now by the end of today. Like we don't do that, right?
Yeah.
The heart surgeon never says, "Oh, if you buy the heart surgery by today, it's half off." Like, no.
Yeah. Yeah. That's interesting. So what's your thoughts on our event? I know I haven't told you that much about it, or what questions do you have, or
I
what do
I
you
just
think
want to know like more about these home service businesses. Why do they come? How do you attract them? What are,
yeah.
how does Legacy Mike tie into this?
Yeah.
What is expectation? How many times have you had it? What's been the format before? Who else is speaking? Like all the standard stuff, right?
Yeah. Perfect. So this is actually the first big one that we're going to do. We've always done like the smaller masterminds, like the 20 or 30 people. I've done 13 or 14 of those in my career. It's going to be home service businesses, but there's also going to be some other people there as well. There'll be maybe some real estate people or just people who do other types of marketing, things like that. It's going to be at Universal in Florida. We got Royal Pacific reserved. We're going to go do the sessions in the morning, and then we're going to go to the theme parks in the afternoon and evening. We're going to have 40 VIP seats. So they'll get a welcome dinner. They'll get like a breakfast round table both mornings. And then we'll do a final dinner at the end with the VIPs, stuff like that.
So it's just 2 days.
Yeah, it's 2.5 days, I guess, because you have like the first dinner the first night, day
Mhm.
one and day two.
Okay,
So
got it. Standard, yeah, because
yeah.
people are coming in. Yeah, all right.
Yeah. So it's 3 nights in a hotel. Let's see, what were your other questions? So for speakers, I'm trying to just have conversations. I haven't like locked anyone in. I've only locked a few people in. Mike Fallett's going to be there to speak. He's going to talk about books and stuff like that. We got Tim and Christina Madden coming. They're great people. They have an education business and they do 8 figures a year. They are really good with sales. They're going to talk about sales systems and how they run their sales teams. They got like 40 reps or whatever. Let's see. I've got another guy who's a gym owner. He's going to talk about sales and like KPIs and stuff like that. I'm really looking for someone like yourself that can talk more about like, digital marketing, SEO, like brand presence, things like that. And I'm looking for one more person, and I can't remember what the topic was, but I got it written down somewhere. So we're gonna have like we're gonna have 3 to 4 speakers each day for like an hour a piece. You got like whatever 40 minutes to talk, and then we'll do some
Yeah.
Q&A afterward.
Oh, perfect. Yeah. I like the idea of no selling from the stage. I'm a big fan of that. I believe if
Yeah,
you're really good, people are going to come to you.
yeah,
Although
that's definitely,
some organizers,
yeah,
they like to do the back end 50-50 and that sort of thing. But I tend to not like that.
yeah, yeah.
The
Yeah, so I
big
mean,
companies,
it's going to be a little bit of both. I think it's less selling It's more of like, hey, here's a QR code, connect with me. And then after
Yeah.
that, so
If people are coming to a conference, I feel like you got to deliver them value, not a pitch.
totally 100%. Yeah. That's where Legacy Mike comes into play. I own an education business called Legacy Entrepreneurs, and that's what I've always been about. I've actually never sold at any of my events. We got to deliver the value, but a lot of the selling comes after the event when you have those conversations with people.
Exactly. That's the right way to do it.
Yeah. So, what are your thoughts on all that, or what other questions do you have? I know I missed some of the questions.
I think it generally sounds good. The fact that you are moving from a smaller format to a bigger format you might have some growing pains when it comes to logistics. If you're used to doing stuff with only 20 or 30 people,
Yeah.
moving to like 150 or something is different. So just make sure you don't operate the same way you did before. I see a lot of people doing that, which is great because, masterminds have come back ever since COVID.
Yeah.
But, as long as like you're smooth in how you operate the event, I imagine you got a couple people that help you run the event.
Yeah.
And I know how that works, so it should go well. It's a
Yeah.
lot of logistics. I have not run any events since COVID. We used to
Okay.
hold our masterminds at GoDaddy headquarters and Infusionsoft headquarters. And we'd alternate every 3 months,
Yeah.
which is a lot of work for us to pull off a mastermind every 3 months. It was so much
Yeah.
effort.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I have other people that run the thing, but I have a lot of respect for people that run events because it is a lot
It's
of
a
work.
lot of work. Yeah.
The promoting of it, and then you've got to get each of the speakers to make their little videos saying, "Hey guys, we'll see you in Orlando," blah blah blah, and then
Yeah.
mail the list and
Yeah.
but I am a big believer, especially if they're marketing and salespeople like what you have here, that if they're going to come speak at your event, they have to make a video talking about the event and promote the event. And not because they're
Totally.
trying to make affiliate income because they get, 30% of the ticket or whatever, but they, if you're in marketing and sales, you need to drive people to come, not just because you're a speaker and someone's rolling out the red carpet for you. You
Yeah.
got to deliver value, contribute some guest blog posts, get people interested, that whole thing.
Yeah.
And if it's home services, then ideally have people who are well connected in home services like you and I are.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree.
I know if I say, hey, I'm going to be speaking at Legacy Mike's event, people are going to want to come.
Yeah. Yeah. That's cool. Cool.
Because that
What
builds your
else?
brand, right?
Yeah.
I want to see
For
more of your
sure.
brand.
Yeah. I appreciate that.
There's a lot of people with your last name.
Yeah. Right.
You need to. I thought Wingard is like reasonably unique, but it's actually not. I would have thought.
Really?
Yeah.
Where is it? I've only met like a handful of them. Maybe it's in
I'm just
other
saying, just
countries.
Google it. You'll see there's there's a ton of people with my name, but as you see, I dominate my name. There's a Hong Kong film director named Dennis Yu. There's a vice president of product management in Silicon Valley at like some huge company named Dennis Yu. There's a ton of people. I mean, a 2-letter last name. There's going to be a lot of people with the same thing. But I dominate all of them because I have more traffic and I'm more Googleable, right?
Yeah.
So like the other Mike Wingards, you should crush them.
Yeah. I want to. Need to get this going.
You have to like fix your website and these other things, right? Because when Google sees these things are broken, they're like, oh, well, we're not going to show him because his stuff's not working.
Yeah. What should I do to start getting to work and fix that stuff?
So you have a marketing team. How's it organized?
It's me and my wife, and then we have some VAs that do a lot of the back end stuff.
Okay. And are these VAs like junior sorts of VAs or like good VAs? What kind of VAs are we talking about?
They're mostly just doing repetitive tasks. Like everything we do is pretty easy to do.
Do you have who's supervising these VAs?
Me and my wife. Yeah.
Is your wife more of the whip
Back
cracking,
end.
project
Yeah.
management? Okay.
Yeah.
So depending on what these VAs are doing, I mean, VAs, I don't mean to stereotype, but they generally do more menial sorts of tasks.
Totally.
That's actually perfect for tasks that are in our framework, which is called the Content Factory.
Okay.
So have those VAs, well, send a note to Stephanie Blitzmetrics saying, hey, you want to fix our site? I have a few VAs, and then my wife runs it. Here's their emails. Set them up on our academy, and then make recommendations on what they should study, given that our website is broken and we failed Dennis's Are You Googleable test, right?
Yeah.
And then we'll make recommendations along the way. And then based on the VAs, your VAs and what they're able to, provided they can pass our courses, then they can go ahead and implement for you. And if they can't, hire other VAs, right? Because not everyone can do everything. And I get it. People are different and whatever.
Yeah.
Then that way your wife can manage everything and you don't have to be policing or supervising.
Yeah.
You don't have to supervise. I mean, best thing is all your VAs should be submitting end of day reports.
Yeah, they do.
And then the
Yeah.
weekly stats reports, instead of just like, I made 5 pieces of content or I did 3 tweets or something, should be, yep, I made this content, but here's the analysis of why this one content did better than this. Why did this video get more engagement? Why did, why did something do better than another? Oh, we got more people sign up for our email. We sold more of our courses or packages because of like analysis against what's going on, right?
Yeah.
Action based on that insight. So we call that metric as action. So every week we want to see everyone not just say, here's what I did, but think about what worked well, what didn't work so well. How do I adjust based on that understanding? Then your wife can look across the MAA that each person has submitted and then come up with overall analysis on what's going on in the business and then deliver that to you.
Yeah.
That way you don't have to play hide and go seek.
Yeah, I agree. Cool.
That's what we want to see. And then it's just regular weekly cycles where we're constantly looking for improvement and optimization. And whatever the next problem is, we solve in order of priority.
Yeah.
So everyone is on a different track because we're always solving the next set of problems, right?
Yeah.
Maybe for you, it's like we find that YouTube works better because you've interviewed all these other entrepreneurs, but YouTube is not getting traction for you as much as it should, at least based on what I can tell. Well, maybe it needs to be repurposed. Maybe we need to find better hooks and pull out the highlights from each of those podcasts, which you've been so busy interviewing other people. No one's gone in to think about what are the highlights for each of those sessions, right?
Yeah.
Then we need to, provide the show notes and other things and send them to the people that we interviewed so they can promote on their socials. That gives us more traffic, which then YouTube and, YouTube's part of Google. They see that. Then we show up more in the search results and that makes you and them look better. Especially anyone you interview, you rank on their name. You should be able to rank on their name if they were on your podcast, right?
Yeah.
Which then helps you get a knowledge panel and then helps them get a knowledge panel.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's no legacy if you don't show up.
Right. 100%. Yeah. So as far as like logistics for the event, you said you're open that weekend. What do you typically do for like fees and things like that? What's your shtick for events?
I typically charge 10,000 domestic and 20,000 international plus travel. But we like to say, if you buy books for all the attendees, I'll just waive the speaking thing. Because I learned that from Gary Vee a few years ago. He taught that to me. I'm like, that's a good idea. I'll do the same thing.
That's cool. I like that.
So we have the best-selling book in social media. It's on TikTok, co-authored with Perry Marshall, who, basically defined the industry for Google Ads and for Facebook ads. So we sold 800,000 copies of the last book. So this book, we've only sold 14,000 copies.
Okay. What's it called?
The Definitive Guide to TikTok Ads. And I think it's like $17 on Amazon, but I can bring a whole bunch of them and sign them.
Okay.
And I think, Mike Fallett and other folks, you too, we should all bring our books and sign them.
Yeah.
Give them away.
I agree. Yeah. What was the other book that you sold like 800,000 copies of?
The Definitive Guide to Google Ads. And then there's the Definitive Guide to Facebook Ads. So we have the #1 best-selling book on Google Ads, #1 best-selling book on Facebook Ads, and #1 best-selling book on TikTok.
Yeah, I like it.
Yep.
I'm going to check those out. I'm definitely super interested.
Yeah.
I think you bring a lot to the table. So sweet. Yeah, you'd be able to help promote it a little bit too?
Love to. The easiest way to promote, Mike, is the audit. In other words, we hold a live webinar and we say, hey, are you a home service business? And you're wondering, hey, you don't really know anything about SEO or whatever, but you're just like wondering, is it really working or not? Come to the live audit and we will audit everybody's site and see. We can audit your competitor, right? And see what these agencies are not really telling you. And understand SEO using plain language, so it's no longer this mystical wizardry magical thing.
Yeah.
People love it, right? And it's so easy to do.
Yeah, that's cool. I like that.
There's a ton of value. We're not even selling anything. Well, at the end, I'll be like, hey, do you like this? Do you want to go in depth? Do you want to meet in person? Let's meet in Orlando and have some time at Universal Studios and that whole thing. Bring your kids. Yeah. Take a couple extra days and do all the Disney Universal stuff, right?
Yeah. Sweet. It's going to be awesome. Okay. Yeah. Do you mind? I'll get back to you here in like the next week or two, if that's cool. Do you mind holding that date?
Tell me again. Let me just put it in my calendar.
Yeah. It's September 22nd through the 24th. I think it's a Sunday, Monday, Tuesday.
22nd.
So we'd get
fly in on the 22nd. Okay.
Yeah, like we would probably do a dinner at like 5 or so on the 22nd, and then like 5, 6, and then the 2 full days at the actual event.
Okay. Yep, I've got it in my calendar. Okay. Done.
Sweet. Awesome. Thanks, Dennis. I really appreciate your time. It was great.
Yeah, yeah. Awesome. Well, let's fix all this stuff because I imagine we'll have a webinar, whatever, in a month or two. And then we could say,
Yeah.
this stuff is all broken and look at how, and then you have something to talk about, right? I always look and say, oh yeah, Dennis is great, but look how I've applied these principles and it's fixed my stuff. And I didn't even realize my stuff. Well, your stuff is broken, but most people don't know their stuff's broken.
Yeah. I need to make a website for my marketing company, Standout Marketing. So I need to make that and then start doing all this stuff. I don't even have any.
And all that. Yeah, let's teach your VAs how to use our templates and spin it up, stick everything on WP Engine, all standard stuff, right?
Yeah. Sweet. Let's do it. I'm excited now.
All right, Mike.
Sweet.
Yeah. See, marketing's not hard. It's funny. Teaching marketing people, I think, is hilarious, but whatever.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
And let's do the knowledge panel, right?
Yes, that'd be cool. Yeah, I'm a sponge. I'll soak it all in, man. This will be cool.
I'm excited.
All right. Sweet. All right. I will get back to you here for sure, but hold the dates. Everything looks good for now. So
Awesome. You the boss. We'll talk soon. Have a good weekend.
thanks, Dennis. See ya.
All right. See you, Mike.